This week's parashas, we see the luchos, the orim. We'll talk about the luchos for a few minutes. It's Erev Chodesh Yom Kippur Cotton, Erev Chodesh Adar. It's a murdik Ber Yosef that you have to hear. Ber Yosef asks that the Gemara in Megillah says, that after Mordechai heard the decree, so Vayil Bashak Ve'efer, he sat outside the Sha'ar HaMelech, came over the Sha'ar HaMelech, Levush Sok, and Esther hears about it, and she sends a new change of clothing, right there with the clothing, and he refused the change of clothing, so she sent us, I think it was Hasoch, to find out what the Tzaveu, Ladas Mazeh V'al Mazeh. So the Gemara in Megillah says, what does it mean about Tzaveu, Ladas Mazeh V'al Mazeh? So the Gemara says, she asked, Shema Avru al Chamisha Chumshei Torah, Dechsiv, that it says about the Torah, Mizeh u'mizeh heim ksuvim. Mizeh u'mizeh heim ksuvim. That's what it means, the message of Ladas Mazeh V'al Mazeh. So what's this cryptic message that she's saying, Ladas Mazeh V'al Mazeh? She means to ask a cross-reference to Mizeh u'mizeh heim ksuvim, which is a reference to the luchos. What was her question exactly, and why did she ask it like that? She meant to ask, were you over on an Isser? Were you over on Kollel Kula? But what's the Mizeh? Ask straight up. So the emphasis, the Gemara declares, what exactly was the chet that Klal Yisrael was nigzar aleim kloya, that they should be totally exterminated, chas v'sholom. So the Gemara says, b'nei shanenu misidasa shelo yisei rasha, because they were nena from the Suda. So what exactly was the Avera being nena from the Suda? It's before that they were makben on macholos asuris, they were makben on Kollel Kula. And it seems from the certain midrashim that the problem was they were over on Bishalakum. Bishalakum, like many people maybe could be nichshalin if you have help in your house. You're over on Bishalakum. So they were only nichshalin Bishalakum by this Suda. Because if at home they were over on this type of Isser anywhere else, so why was the Gzeir? Because they were nenu misidasa shel Isser Rasha. They did this every supper. They had this problem. Al Korcha was givis only in this Suda. So what exactly? Why is this cause for Klal Yisrael to be destroyed? That there should be a whole Ukraine. Klal Yisrael should be a whole matzav of destruction. And also Mordechai Tzaddik sent out a cruise. He hung up signs in all the shuls that nobody should attend the party. Why would they ignore why would they ignore Mordechai's cruise to attend? So Rabbi Yosef says that they were living in a time that it was dangerous not to participate in the Suda. The ganze Welt, everybody participated in the party, the Frat Shushan and everywhere else. Everybody came to this party. There was not a person that didn't come. They were worried about their livelihood, that they would be quarantined, that there would be mandates, that their living would be taken away from them, they would be confiscated, their bank accounts, they would be totally off the swift system, and they were chas v'sholom in a sakana of death. So they felt that the Torah could not have meant that at this expense that they should have to forfeit everything, their lives, their livelihoods, and their safety. So Esther is sending them the following message. Esther is telling them that the way the luchos were set up, the way the luchos were, it was etched into the luchos, the dibris, it was set up in a way as a message that the Torah is not something that's adjustable. It doesn't matter if you're in Lakewood, it doesn't matter if you're in some other city, wherever you are, the Torah is constant and the Torah is the same. There's no room for any changes. There's no such thing as eating fish out in a restaurant because you're somewhere else. There's no place to eat that you sacrifice a hechsher in a certain place that you are. You don't sacrifice your mode of dress where Torah is constant. The luchos were written in 3 different ways. Number 1, it was written that it was etched through and through mishnei avrehem as a message, that it's not something that was written in ink that could be scratched out, rubbed out, readjusted. It was etched through, that there was no possibility of the letters of the luchos being changed. It was not only that, it was written straight through. It was Mishnei Avreim, Ochar Lefnim, Flim La'ochar, that it was read from, however you viewed the Luchos, nothing changed. It read the same words in the same direction, even though it was written in the opposite direction. As a siman, the Torah can't be adjusted. And the Mem V'Samach, that the Gemara says, V'Shabnes HaYoimdim, is if someone's going to have a kasha, how's it shaykh? How's it shaykh to survive keeping the Torah with all the pitch, all the innuendo, all the nuances of the Torah? How's it shaykh to keep Mem V'Samach b'Benes HaYoimdim? The ganze Kiyum is Benes. The Eibishter gave us the Torah keeps us going wherever we are, and there's no makom for it to change. It was Mishnei Avreim. The Klal Yisrael verstehen, no matter what the matzav is, there's no makom for a change. It can be a Sunday, it can be a Shabbos, it can be a Friday, it can be any time, any place, anywhere. And this was the message of Esther, is that Shema Avru, al mizeh u'mizeh im ksuvim, ladas mazeh v'al mazeh, maybe they felt that there's some makom that the Eibishter, there's room for compromise and room for change. And this is what it wasn't the Bishul Akum Shaboy. It wasn't the Machol the Bishul Akum. It was the fact that they didn't have the understanding that the Torah is constant, and that was cause to Chas v'Sholom wipe out Klal Yisrael.